It's Alphonso Davies. Skipping away, gets away, and unleashes a cannon! There goes the shutout!
He's a soccer phenom who's been turning heads on the pitch for years. Remarkable, considering he's still just 17. But Alphonso Davies is now poised to trade in his Vancouver Whitecaps jersey for a chance to play for a German powerhouse.
Bayern Munich is one of the best clubs in the world, best setups for him to go to. They have such a great reputation of developing technical expertise.
That was the club that helped develop another superior Canadian export. Calgarian Owen Hargreaves played 7 years with Bayern, helping it win 4 German league titles. Davies made his pro soccer debut with the Whitecaps when he was in grade 10, the second youngest player to ever appear in a major league soccer game.
I threw him in as a 15-year-old, and I remember there was one fan which was behind the goal or behind my dugout that shouted at me. I didn't know what I was doing. And I smiled at the time and I thought, be quiet. But 2 years later, if I leave him out and I give him a rest, then probably the same fan is saying, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing.
Davies, who was born in a refugee camp in Ghana, spent his childhood in Edmonton. He got his first chance to play organized soccer in a free after-school program that was launched by Tim Adams, who's also a reporter with CBC.
We play a tiny role in Alphonso's story of being the first place he put on a real football jersey and first place he had a real team to play. But outside of that, it's been him and all of his coaches and his family and friends that have supported him.
The good news for Vancouver fans is that it looks like he'll be able to play the rest of the season with the Whitecaps because, get this, he isn't eligible to play for Munich until he turns 18. Is it bittersweet at all because you won't be able to see him in a Whitecaps jersey anymore?
Well, yes, we're not super pleased about that, but there is no way we could literally afford him going forward. He's just that good.
But still, it's a big win for fans here because when it comes to international competition like the World Cup, Davies will be able to wear a Team Canada jersey and represent a country that's looking to build a world-class team around young soccer stars like him. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Vancouver.
So let's continue with this theme, because if you don't follow Major League Soccer, you may not know much more about Davies than Briar just told us. He rarely talks to the media, but I did get a chance to spend some time with him earlier this month and discovered that he is as impressive off the pitch as he is on. Here's a piece we put together earlier this month.
1, 2. Oh, you almost beat your record. Go. Get 4, get 4.
He seems so ordinary, just a young man helping out at a soccer camp.
Yeah.
But Alphonso Davies is Canada's next great soccer star.
Hey, what is it?
And already his story is remarkable. What should people know about you, first of all, as a soccer player? What makes you special?
I don't give up. I always try to play in the best interest of the team.
Alphonso Davies, still going, nicely up for Kamara!
Overall, I'm just trying to develop my skills as much as possible.
And as a person, what should people know?
As a person, I'm a fun guy. I like smiling a lot. I don't really like to take things too seriously because life is too short to be frowning all the time or angry. So, I'm playing the game I love with a great team. I'm just enjoying every moment.
The assistant coach was just in here, and I said, what should I know about Alphonso? And he smiled, and you know what the first thing he said was? He's a great dancer. That's right.
Probably dancing.
He sure seems to be having fun. Away from the pitch, he's like any other kid, whether it's playing foosball or finishing high school. His friend, Stefan Kriegel, says one of the things he finds so remarkable about Davies is a word we heard over and over again: humility.
He doesn't go around flashing any expensive things, any money like that. And he's humble just because he'll just eat out. If we want to eat something real quick, we don't have to go to a flashy restaurant or anything. He just keeps it simple, sometimes even home meals. And that's just humble to me.
Davies says that humility comes from here. His roots are in war-torn Liberia. His parents fled to Ghana, where Davies was born in a refugee camp.
Seeing where they come from and seeing where we are now, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to keep my head level, and I'm also trying to, stay humble for my mom. She gave me the opportunity, and I don't want to be getting a big head and then something happened, and then she goes, "What happened?" I don't want to disappoint her.
Hi, how are you?
This is from a video the Whitecaps produced and includes an interview with his parents.
I'm proud of him. Because if I look back where we came from, refugee camp, no food, no clothes, and here we are today. He have everything I need.
They made a little documentary about it, me watching it back and seeing my mom, because I haven't really seen my mom cry. I think that's the first time I've seen it. It really touched me, you know, she really believes in me, and I'm happy that she let me come here, because all I want to do is just make her proud.
The Davies came to Canada when Alphonso was 5 years old, settling in Edmonton. It wasn't long before his extraordinary soccer talents turned heads. He joined the Whitecaps development program at 14. A year later, he made his MLS debut with the Whitecaps.
What a moment for the teenager.
Just 15 years old, he was playing Major League Soccer.
In my first MLS game, I was really nervous, and I was like, whoa, he's actually putting me in? And I was like shaking. I saw my thing go up. I was looking at it. I was like, wow, I'm actually going to do this. Stepped on the field. Once I started making my passes, completing my passes, I got relaxed.
Relaxed, but certainly not complacent. He's emerged as one of the team's stars and one of Canada's great players. Though there was one obstacle before he could suit up for the national team: citizenship. He did the test just over a year ago, after a little help from the Whitecaps.
A week before that, I'll just be walking around the facility, and I have the staff member just ask me a random question. Just, hey, what's Prime Minister's name? Oh, and I have to answer it quick. And so that really helped me a lot. So when I entered the test and I was reading the question, I was like, hey, I know this. So I got 19 out of 20. And then I was like, I passed. So I was happy.
So too were Canadian soccer fans. Davies became the youngest ever player on the national team, which hasn't qualified for a World Cup since 1986. A few days ago, he was watching this year's semifinals with some of his teammates, including Kai Kamara. Kamara has become almost a big brother for Davies. He, too, is a refugee from Africa. He's talked to Davies about being proud of the place you came from and the place that took you in.
They show him so much love, and that's what's important, that, you know, he's found a home for himself and his family. And when you can have that, you're going to give your all. And I can't wait to see, you know, what happens later on. But right now, I'm enjoying playing with him.
What happens later is going to be big. When he turns 18 in November, the Whitecaps can transfer his rights, and some of the best teams in Europe will be bidding for his services. Bob Lenarduzzi is the president of the Whitecaps, which will be in line for a transfer fee from Davies' next team.
What kind of money are we talking about?
Yeah, that's something that we haven't necessarily divulged, and for us, I think it's initially we're waiting to see what the market bears, and so we're still going through that process, but it will be a significant amount of money.
Do you have people calling you or calling your agent? Do you have people, like, what sort of process is going on now?
To be honest, I have no idea. Like, I don't deal with it. I mean, I have people contact me on different social media, but I just don't answer them. My agent usually takes all the phone calls. If he has something important to tell me, he calls me, tells me himself. But yeah, I don't really worry about that. That's not my side of the game. My side is to perform on the pitch.
He still has the rest of the season with the Whitecaps to focus on, and no matter where he goes next, he says he will always play for Canada. Soccer fans have already done the math.
As away goes Davies again.
Davies will be just 25 years old, in his prime, when the World Cup comes here in 2026.